Hel- Hello, Rando fans. My name is Etienne. I'm joined today by Wolflink. How are you doing, Wolf?
I'm doing pretty good. Good afternoon. I almost said evening. What the? Today, folks, we have a week 4 race. Actually, a doubleheader, in fact, between Team I Like Big Boots and Team Never Do Chickens. For this first race here, we'll have zer0rush representing Team I Like Big Boots as the racer, and Dracarys representing Never Do Chickens. They're pilots for the seed because this is a spoiler log pilots co-op. We have Alazun piloting for Dracarys, and we have Relkin piloting for zer0rush. So, what is a spoiler log pilot seed, Etienne?
It's a really fun mode that I enjoy a lot. So basically, it's a key sanity seed, and you get the spoiler log, but you have no time to study it. The pilot gets the spoiler log right at the same time the race starts, and they just kind of have to wing it and build a route on the fly. It's pretty hectic, but it's a lot of fun. We're going to see probably a lot of very low percent stuff because these runners, they're both very, very skilled runners, and they know that they cannot waste any amount of time picking up safeties that they don't need.
And we are underway with a bow in Sanctuary
Yep.
and 20 rubies in Link's house.
So that bow's obviously pretty nice. Generally, I mean, the first chest you check is you don't even know what's in there because the pilot is still opening the log. So to get a weapon right away is pretty sweet.
Yeah, the best way I can describe the spoiler log settings that we have is one player's routing, another player's execution, and they also have to communicate fairly well on top of that. And of course, key sanity, for those who may not be familiar with it, it's basically all those maps, compasses, small keys, big keys that are normally locked in their dungeons. They're now scrambling around the entire item pool, and the maps and compasses have extra functionality. Maps give us the map crystal on our overworld map, which our tracker, Raylan Tanker, has already provided for us in the tracker below. And compasses give you an item count for all the items possible in a dungeon.
Alright, so we did go into Blind's hut. We got I think there was a pod small, ice small, and a cape. So a few useful things in there. zer0rush now heading into the tavern.
Getting some armor.
Definitely worth this early.
Yeah, having some sort of defense and just some extra hearts is going to be pretty pivotal, making sure you survive. There's a big key of Desert Palace, which means they could fight the Land Molas early if they had the means to do so.
Yeah,
but
we still need a few more items before we can.
Yeah.
That.
There's a lamp too. We didn't even see that.
Oh, Dracarys actually skipped that, but now getting the word. Oh, maybe we need that.
Yeah. So another thing that's kind of important to keep in mind is key logic. It doesn't matter too much in terms of just where items are or what the spoiler log, but just a general rule of thumb for those who are not familiar with what key logic is think of the absolute worst way you use every potential key you have at your disposal in a place. That is what the logic assumes, and will thus make its route accordingly in terms of where it puts items. So, for example, the boss of Land Molas, because there's a key in a pod that you can use to open the right side of the front, means the boss is locked behind the small key and the big key by logic.
Yeah, I mean, in a spoiler race, that doesn't really matter because you can see where all the keys are. But it still requires a lot of game knowledge to know where you have to use all those keys, exactly how many you need, especially in some of the more complicated dungeons like Pod and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Pod is going to be a hotspot of items here, but of course we already know what's in them.
Alright, so we have Dracarys heading to Dark Cross. So probably something important in here.
Now, looking at our tracker down here for Pendants and Crystal layout, we have a green pendant Hera, and both of the medallion dungeons are pendants.
Yeah, so there is the possibility that we won't need the Cane of Samaria.
Well, I mean, we still want it for Icebreaker. Let's be real here.
Yeah, we want it, but we don't need it. So Dracarys did get that book, and zer0rush also started going up the stairs and is changing his mind. Okay, maybe he wants something in front of escape. But Dracarys did not do this. He's going straight over to desert. Oh, Dracarys didn't have any bombs, so he can't do the front of escape. He has no arrows either. So he'll have to come back for whatever this is.
Ooh, a little too hasty there with the bomb placement.
Yeah. Heart piece on the first chest. Oh, he's stealing the key, I see.
Yeah, so this is another example of key logic. Because you can steal the key and use it in the back, every chest beyond that point that zer0rush is leaving behind and the back are locked behind the Hyrule Castle small key. And just because in one situation in which you don't get it, it's going to lock the other items.
Yeah, so I'm guessing there's a glove or something leading to the glove in the back here, because otherwise you would not take this long route to get to the back of escape. Dracarys, meanwhile, heading straight to Desert Ledge. What do we have here? A glove. Oh, okay.
Alright, the glove.
So never mind.
And where was the book again?
The book was in Dracarys.
Okay, so that explains quite a bit of what zer0rush is doing.
Yeah, so
but if you got the small key, that means there must be something in the back 3 chest as well.
Yeah, because I mean that glove makes it much faster to get to back of escape. But it's, I mean, okay, maybe they didn't see where that glove was just yet and decided to just grab the back of escape while they're here.
Well, we're about to see, because Drac is about to go there as well. They're in the same room at the same time, pretty much.
Yep.
And that would be why, Boots. That makes perfect sense. You want to prioritize those boots.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's the bone out for zer0rush.
Alright, so Zero starting at Sank. Maybe going to the library. Oh, Bonk Rocks, I see.
Yeah. I mean, boots are nice to have it regardless, but if there's something here in the Bonk Rocks, that means they were required, and, well, that's a good thing. The other glove!
Oh. Alright, so we just need a Moon Pearl now for our Dark World access.
So what that tells me is the Hyrule Castle small key is early in the logic, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, we really don't care that much about logic when we can see where everything is.
Actually, I don't know, I might be incorrect here, because we could use the book to get the glove, to get the boost, to get the other glove, without needing to get the Hyrule Castle small key.
Yeah.
Library has a sword!
Oh, alright. So, a couple of nice things unlocked by the boots.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Dracarys heading up to do Old Man, or maybe go up to Spec Rock. There's not much else you can do up here. Okay, there's a big key for Eastern.
Eastern Palace.
Alright, so Eastern is full clearable now.
You know, it's kind of interesting. We don't actually have any information regarding the medallions on the seed here. I'm sure our runners know if they're required.
Oh, it is in the log.
Oh yeah, I know it's in the log, but I'm just saying we don't have it on the tractors here is all.
Yeah, we can say Turtle Rock is Quake and Misery Mire is Bombos. But again, with those both being pendants, we may not need to go in either of them. We'll we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, but in the case there's maybe like Argomo there, it's maybe worth noting.
Alright, so zer0rush now heading to get that second glove. He's actually able to beat the boss of Desert, if he wants to do that now.
Meanwhile, Dracarys is heading over to Eastern Palace, and I actually like this play because Eastern Palace has a lot of arrows underneath pots, so this will get his bow online and allow him to use it for combat.
So this could be a Desert double dip. With Mar being a pendant, we may not be finding the flute. So that if we don't find the flute, then Dracarys is going to have to run all the way back to Desert to finish it. Okay, this $300 in Eastern. They didn't have a lot of money, so just pick that up. It's pretty much free chest.
And a bottle with a B in it for Dracarys, that does put the sick kid in logic.
Yeah, it could be for sick kid, or maybe they figured it's just a nice, quick safety. Either way works.
I mean, one of the things you can look up in the spoiler log is what the random prizes you get from drops are, the stun prizes. Even the fairy bottle toss, you'll know what you get from it, I believe.
Yeah, there's a lot of random information in there.
And it's helpful for figuring out opener, because you even get the information of what happens if you grab a fish flopping around on the ground and then toss it into a body of water.
Yeah.
Which I think has been a nice opener at one point, if my memory serves me correctly.
Ooh, 0 down to half a heart here. Just gonna be real careful.
Yeah, especially when we get down to 1 Lamola's, which does that 8-way shot. Nicely done. Meanwhile, ooh, unfortunate.
Oh, Dracarys has to be real careful with his arrows here.
He should be fine.
He has nothing else to kill Armos with. Yeah, he's fine, but... Okay, so nothing there on the boss. So really the only thing we got out of Eastern was the 300 rupees in a bottle. But we do get a crystal, so it's possible they just did this just because, you know, just to give the pilot more time to kind of plan in the future.
Yeah, and the 300 rupees is good foresight in case, because they do need to go into Palace of Darkness, so they have that paid right away. It's also enough money to pay off the bottle vendor, or not the bottle vendor, the, oh, actually, yeah, bottle vendor as well, of Super Bomb, as well as the digging game if they need to do that as well.
Alright, so 0 heading up to grab that Eastern big off Old Man, probably going to go do Eastern as well. Dracarys, meanwhile, heading back to Kakariko. And yeah, it looks like we're going for Sick Kid.
Accidental bonk there. And today, Sick Kid rewards us with the Moon Pearl, so a bottle is required.
Yep.
And that gives Dracarys the first into Dark World.
Yeah, and that's where he is headed straight to. He still hasn't got a sword. So this is going to be potentially tricky, navigating the Dark World here on 4 Hearts.
Yeah, the sword wasn't that far away. It was in the library.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't run down there and grab it.
Oh, a double back here. Looks like Alazun, the pilot, realized there's something here in the treasure chest game. Small key to Dark Palace.
Okay. Pod keys are definitely one of the more difficult aspects to deal with, because it takes some time to figure out exactly how many of them you need. To full clear the dungeon, you need at least 5 if you hammer jump. But with the spoiler log, you can check those chests and rule out some of the small keys.
And something else to note in regards to key sanity as well. We need a total of 5 items instead of 6 in order to do Swamp Palace. The 5th item comes from the Swamp Palace small key, which is normally in that first chest in the first room, but because it's key sanity, it can be anywhere now except, well, deeper in Swamp.
Yeah, so Dracarys trying to Stumpy there, getting another pod key, up to 3 pod keys now. And we're running back to Kakariko. Maybe to get that sword?
Yeah, they probably saw it on the log.
Yeah, so that's a... I don't know, they're just going straight back to the Dark World. Why are they not getting the sword?
Probably
yeah,
rather it better later. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, this is routed on the fly here, so...
Yeah, it's so difficult to route perfectly in the early game. But even still, like, all these little mistakes do add up if your opponents manage to avoid making these kind of mistakes.
Speaking of Thieves Town to Dark Palace.
Okay. So we may have all the keys we need for pod.
This is looking good. Nice quick kill on the Armos Knights. Well executed.
Yeah, so there is 2 crystals now for Team I Like Big Boots. And Dracarys now heading up. Looks like a Bumper Cave is the destination here.
We did get that cape to start things off. Oh, and the flippers. We do need those for Swamp.
Yep. And that means we'll also be able to just jump in the water and swim over to pod. We could still get there with the Kern jump, but since you're getting the flippers anyway, we don't need to do that.
Well, there is one kind of good thing here, and it's something that we won't know till later. Unless Aghanim has an item, he is not required to see because of where the 5 Citruses landed. Because we have access to the right side, but Pod is a dungeon that requires the hammer.
Yeah, the only thing that we might need Aga for is Lumberjack, or if there's something actually in Aga Tower. With it being Key Sandy, Aga Tower can actually have items and not just the regular small keys.
You know, I keep forgetting that. So easy to forget that Castle Tower has items in it now.
Okay, so we are seeing the pod play now from Drac. Yeah, I think there's a pretty good chance we're going to find the hammer in here because they did go out of their way to make sure they had all those keys. So they may be able to just single dip pod here.
And they even had the money for Kiki the monkey here. And zer0rush is going to continue in Thieves Town for a little... Oh no, just walking out. Never mind.
And spamming the lamp for some reason. Maybe planning fake powder later, but we don't have the equipment for that. I guess maybe he wants to fake flipper instead of just grabbing the flippers from Bumper Cave.
Or based on the movement here, Hype Cave has the Cane of Samaria?
Well, he killed Armos, which screws up the fake flipper variables for doing splash delete. So by spamming the lamp, I think that sometimes helps you fix that. But at the same time, he could have just gone up to bumper ledge and grabbed the flippers there and gone that way. So maybe they just didn't notice that the flippers are at bumper ledge yet.
Probably.
You know, we did see the first sword for Dracarys there in pod. Oh, we got the mirror too. I didn't even see that. Mirror's pretty nice for pod. Don't have to death warp.
Don't have to death warp period anymore. And this is probably what Drac was waiting for, is now that the mirror could do Smiths and get the sword. Get the big keys. I like the thought here that big keys for Pod and Thieves Town were found in the opposite dungeon.
Yeah, if you have to choose between double dipping Thieves or pod, definitely Thieves is the better choice. Because it takes so long to get into pod.
And there's the Cane of Samaria as well for Dracarys.
We are going to see a hammer jump over here into the Dark Maze area. So this saves you one small key. Blue potion in the big chest, definitely worth grabbing.
And the
there's
hammer.
Our hammer. So an almost vanilla hammer, just one chest over. And we get another small key. That one's for Meyer. Okay, so I wonder if we're going into Meyer. If we do have to go over like to the left side of Meyer, that small key will save a little bit of time.
Oh, I just realized that we have Fighter and Master Sword respectively. I didn't even notice that sword being picked up.
Yeah, because Dracarys still hasn't grabbed that sword off the library.
I missed the sword. Look, this sword that they both got.
Oh yeah, that was in pod here. Dracarys with a nice map check there by accident.
Big key for Thieves Town now for zer0rush in the meantime. Buffering the hammer, yep.
We'll see if zer0rush goes up and grabs that Meyer small. Because if he does, then we're definitely going into Meyer at some point. No, he's out of there.
So whether we need that or not, to be determined still.
Yeah, it might have been one of those things where it's like, I'm not sure if we need that, but we're right here, so might as well grab it anyway. And now we are on 4-heart. 4-heart fighter sword Helmosaur. This is a very difficult fight. The Dracarys getting through it pretty well.
Yeah, Dracarys also has the blue armor, so survivability here.
Alright, definitely lots of fireballs here. Going for hammer strats. Okay, gets on the last shot. Does take another bump, but has half a heart left.
Yeah, well fought there by Drac. That is not an easy fight. Especially with the equipment that he was given. Map to Ice Palace. As previously said, that does give us our overworld information to what Ice Palace is, but our runners do not need that because they haven't spoiled it along. Or rather, their pilots do, I should say.
Oh, zer0rush just burned his blue potion by accident. That is not what you want to do. Because I'm pretty sure it was at full health. So you don't need magic here. So that was definitely an accidental use of the blue potion. Okay, Dracarys. Oh, we see there's our bombos on Hylia Island. Again, still not clear yet if we need that.
Oh, how much magic was at zer0rush at actually?
What?
Because that might not have been an accidental. It could have been deliberate use so that zer0rush can use the cape and Master Sword slashes.
Oh, I guess that's possible. We'll have to ask him.
Gets the fight done regardless.
Yeah, meanwhile, Dracarys heading over to Zora Ledge. And we find a big key for
Tower Hera.
Hera. Ooh. Alright, so...
That one tells a couple of things, actually, doesn't it?
What?
Because we know... Because I'm pretty sure there are runners here know the trick known as Hera Pot, but we need the hookshot for that.
Yeah, so either there's something in the big chest, or we need to go into Hera before we get the hookshot. Hey, there's a heart container on top of the spec rock. That's nice. zer0rush actually heading back to Kakariko now. Maybe gonna go do Thieves Town here.
Makes sense. You have the big key now. And yeah, Drax climbing up the Norway. Wait, did I just see that?
What?
One of the hardhead wheels just fell in the pit on its own volition.
Oh yeah, that happens sometimes. It's kind of funny.
Oh, the flute's here. Yep, that would do it.
Okay, so either the hookshot's just somewhere inconvenient, or it's actually locked behind the flute.
Or it could be in Mire. That's something we have to consider as well.
Yeah, I mean that would be locked behind the flute.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
zer0rush. Gets through. Needs to be careful here, though. These buzzes here, Darkhold Rats, they can still kill him in one hit.
Alright, Dracarys heading to Dark Death Mountain here. Oh no, he didn't bomb the floor. Okay, good, he realized it. I saw that happen in a race earlier this week where one runner didn't bomb the floor and didn't notice it. And that cost them a lot of time.
Big key to Misery Mire. That's telling.
Okay, we're definitely going into Mire.
Yeah, you don't need the big key for Mire unless you're going to have to fight Viddy.
Or Big Chest.
Yeah. And this is kind of a scary Viddy fight, I just realized, for Drac. Probably will pick up the sword before.
We did see the bombos on Hylia Island earlier, so we are going to need that to get into Mire. Oh, there's our tempered sword.
Alright, combat for zer0rush. Dracarys has the mobility, though.
Yeah, Dracarys probably... Oh, he's not... Okay. I thought he would go into Thieves Town just to get that tempered.
Alright, well here we go with the blind fight here on zer0rush. This is a very dangerous fight if you get off the pattern. Looks to be in it quite nicely, though. Alright, good phase 2. Perfect. Absolutely perfect fight.
Yeah. Okay, here's the Bombos pickup for Dracarys. He might be routing this on the way to Ice Palace. No, never mind, he's floating away. But yeah, Dracarys still has like a sword in Thieves Town that he can get at any time, and a sword in the library that he can go get at any time, and he's been putting those off. So I'm guessing he's not actually going to kill Biddy here, otherwise I'm sure he would have grabbed at least one of those swords.
Well, the silvers are here. Well, there's the hook shot, which explains a lot.
Alright, so yeah, the flute's certainly required for that, but there's definitely something more in this area. Okay, gonna go finish off the desert boss before we go into Mire.
Makes sense to me.
And there's a flippers for zer0rush. And it looks like we're going over to Graveyard Ledge or possibly King's Tomb.
Considering that we could have gone into King's Tomb pretty much very early on, this is probably Graveyard Ledge, yeah. And it's the Quake Medallion.
Oh boy, so we're going into Turtle Rock as well. We have no keys for Turtle Rock, but there are a few chests that we don't need any keys for.
Now I'm trying to think about the seed a little bit. It looks like this may not be a ped seed, but it is the seed in which we need to go into our stone dungeon.
Yeah, it's definitely not ped seed because Dracarys was in Hera and mirrored out without killing Moldorm.
And there's Bombos. Meanwhile, Moldorm has fallen to Dracarys.
And zer0rush is heading into Ice Palace.
Makes
So
sense.
as long as we don't need the big chest, we can get everything we need in here.
Alright, let's see what we got.
Dracarys now making that Mire play.
Yep, we'll see
And
what's in
then,
there in a moment.
Missing that sword gonna be even more annoying here because it doesn't have sword beams for that Mire 2 room. You can still do it pretty efficiently with arrows, but sword beams are just nicer for it. And zer0rush now gonna set up the icebreaker. So this is why we want the cane before we come into Ice Palace, so we can walk through this wall here.
Very clean. That is something I only recently learned, and I still have to do it with buffers.
There is, Swamp Palace Big Key in Mire. So the obviously something in the Swamp Big Chest that is required. No other reason to come in here.
Based on our items... Wait, we can pretty much deduce what that is, can't we?
We are missing Fire Rod and GT Big Key. I think that's about it,
it's
though.
either... Yeah, it's either the GT Big Key or the Fire Rod. It's one of the two.
Oh, we need Swamp Small Key as well.
Yeah, but in terms of the big chest, what could be in there?
Right. That was a Turtle Rock Key in Checkerboard Cave. Okay, did zer0rush actually pick up anything in ice, or is he just doing it to get it out of the way here?
Looks to be getting it out of the way. Actually, I'm just thinking about it. Doesn't the Swamp Small Key put us in no mode if Turtle Rock doesn't have it?
Well, we need GT Big as well. zer0rush in a little... He should be... Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
Cutting it a little close, but he is fine here. Oh, we got a small key to Meyer. Okay. Alright, so that's why they skipped the one on... Oh, well, we already saw that. They don't need anything else in Meyer, so... Actually, Meyer small keys are entirely useless here. But again, while you're just planning stuff out, it's hard to tell whether you need those small keys or not.
Nice Hellway dash there from Dracarys. Yeah, the more I think about it, if the Swamp Owl Small Key is not in Turtle Rock, then once it's found, we're basically in no mode because the GT Big Key and the Fire Rod have to be in the two locations we've deduced have to have something important. Swamp Big Chest and somewhere in Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
Now,
zer0rush now heading to grab this. This was the Swamp Big Key here, right? On Zorro Edge?
No. Swamp Big Key was in Meyer. So
right, this one was for Hera.
Yeah. So yeah, if the Swamp Small Key is in Turtle Rock, then we have one item still outstanding. By my understanding.
Well, still looking for Fire Rod, still looking for GT Big Key. 3 items we need.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is we pretty much know based on the fact we picked up the Swamp Big Keys that one of them is there.
Yeah,
and we know another one is on Turtle Rock. We don't know if it's the small key to Swamp or not. But if it isn't, then we know the GT Big Key and the Fire Rod in some order are in the other two locations.
Yep. Okay, Dracarys now taking care of some crystals. So zer0rush does have the crystal lead, but we can see that Dracarys does have... He's gone into Meyer. He's got his hook shot. So this is the point where Dracarys can catch up a little bit on crystals, as zer0rush has to go find items now. And Dracarys finally going to go down to the library and grab that tempered sword.
And it looks like we may be getting our first look into Turtle Rock here.
Oh, he's picking up the smith as well. Oh, Mir's on top of the bush. That's an accident.
Alright, let's see what we get here.
Dracarys with another Mir bonk. I don't know what. Why is he going back to the Dark World anyway?
That is a good question.
I think just a bit of muscle memory there. Unless he's doing hammer pegs. Or purple chest. Oh, Super Bunny Cave. There's our Meyer Oh, right. We already saw that.
Yeah.
Never mind. And not going into Turtle Rock just yet. So maybe... Oh, yeah. We need another. We need a key, I guess.
A small key.
There's a key on
The
Smith.
Swamp Palace!
Okay, there's our Swamp Small.
So...
And he is going to grab the purple chest here.
Alright, so... Why is he getting the purple chest? Could Turtle Rock actually be a red herring?
I really doubt it. It might just be a safety that they're grabbing just on the way to Swamp, and because they have to do Smiths anyway. There's another small key in Cave 45.
Turtle Rock.
And that's for Turtle Rock. Alright, zer0rush now going to do his Smith chain stuff. And we're about to see what is in that purple chest.
Yeah, Dracarys is doing... Oh, silvers.
Oh, silvers. Yeah, that seems worth, since it's on your way.
Yeah. So... I'm going to follow up on my own deductions here, and I'm going to say that the fire rod's in the Swamp Big Chest. And then the GT Big Key is in Turtle Rock somewhere.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
And we're about to see if I'm correct in this.
zer0rush actually fluting straight to drop off the purple chest. Skipping K45. Alright, so now zer0rush making the Mire area play, gonna get his hook shot, and I think that was the Swamp Big in Mire, right?
Yes, it was in the Big Chest of Mire.
Alright, Dracarys coming up to that big chest, and it is indeed the fire rod. So all we need, yeah, all we have left is that GT Big, and like you said, it's got to be in Turtle Rock. There's nothing else we could be going in there for. zer0rush actually heading over. Oh, this might have been a no. He's grabbing the lobby chest. Dracarys did not get this. Okay, it's another TR key. That's probably why you skipped the other key then.
Wait, I got confused there. How do you get back around?
You flipped the switch. Oh, that's that little clip. It's actually kind of the same principle as Icebreaker. So you kind of go in the door and use the door state to do some funky glitches, and it allows them to clip past the rail if you do it on the right pixel.
Okay.
I think it saves like 4 seconds, so it's really only worth doing if you can get it on the first try or two.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one that used that often, so it kind of threw me off. Well, there's our third medallion in case anyone was wondering. It's on Argus.
We're not interested in that ether, though. We just want the crystal. Well, you can get to Laser Bridge with 2 Turtle Rock keys. So that the GT Big can be pretty much anywhere in Turtle Rock except on Trinex at this point, unless we find a nice road and another Smoky.
Which could be in the dungeon for all we know. We also still need the big key, don't we, for Turtle Rock?
Yes, that as well. If we have to go past the Mimic Cave. Dracarys now gonna go finish off Skull Woods.
Yeah, get out of the way. And they're probably gonna swing around to pick up the Quake Medallion if it's required. Which we know pretty much based on the fact they're collecting Turtle Rock keys it is.
Yeah.
So I think it's safe to say that in our runner's minds, they're in kind of a go mode situation here because they know where the last item is and they have it routed pretty well here.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the point where the pilot can kind of just sit back and you look up safeties to see if there's anything that's like really convenient to grab along the way, but for the most part you're just kind of chilling and just watching your pilot run through.
And there goes the moth. Moth drops a small key to Ganon's Tower. Hey, that saves him a little bit of time.
Yeah, that's convenient.
Doesn't have to go left to get the one underneath the pocket. You can just go straight up. No problem.
So at this point, I mean, it's kind of hard to say who's ahead here. Dracarys still has to do Ice. zer0rush has to finish off Swamp and Skull Woods. I would say this is like really close, actually, at this point. zer0rush also has to run over to Great. No, Dracarys has to run over to Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, and
no, he's saving quite a Skull Woods. Yeah.
He flew away from Skull Woods.
Yeah, so that's. It's probably doesn't really matter because running out of Skull Woods is a bit of a time investment. You can just flute back and use the portal. That's probably faster.
Yeah, this is a little too close to call here. I'd say it's in zer0rush's court. He still has to do Skull Woods, but he doesn't have to backtrack at all.
Yeah, Skull Woods is pretty quick at this point. So I do think zer0rush. I do agree. I think zer0rush in the lead, but it's close. Execution is going to be very important here. Okay, so here's the Skull Woods play from 0.
Alright, Skullwoods now for zer0rush, and just transitioning over to Small. It's kind of interesting watching this from a kind of a blind perspective, to be honest.
Yeah, like you know, we do have access to the spoiler if we want. We'll look at the spoiler later just to maybe see where some of the things are that they skipped. But for now, we're just as blind as the audience.
Yeah.
It does make it more interesting for us.
Yeah, we were able to just to do some movements through just how they've been playing, pretty much. Moth deciding to hide up the top. No problem for zer0rush, though. That is the 7th crystal, but we still need to get the big key. And it can be anywhere, but we're pretty sure we know where it is.
So Dracarys, though, is behind the amount of time it takes to go to Graveyard Ledge, which I would say is probably close to a minute. zer0rush, though, can just go straight to the mountain.
Yeah, so what little time is left is going to be made up in execution here. And they're still fairly low life, 7 and 6 hearts respectively, both on Blue Mail, both with the cape.
Yeah, I mean, zer0rush and Dracarys are both very, very good runners. I don't expect them to have too many issues here with execution. But we'll see.
Yeah. Because at this stage, it can be one mistake changes the lead. A fall to Moldorm, a fall to Ganon, a death to Ganon, a death period, because neither runner, I believe, has a fairy.
Yeah. There was a blue potion that we picked up at some point. I know, I think zer0rush used that, and we're not really sure if that was on purpose or not.
Alright, so how deep in Turtle Rock is this GT Big Key?
Well, not on the frontier. So given that they got 2 small keys, but not the big key, it's either like Lava Chest, Mimic Cave, or if they found the big key, it could be like Laser Bridge or Big Chest.
Yeah, it wouldn't be funny if it was actually not the big key here, but it was actually a GT small key. And it was actually in Ganon's tower, but you needed at least 1 small key.
I'm sure there are better turtle GT smalls to get, because this is a long, long trip for a small key.
Well, we won't know till we find out where it is.
Well, something's in Mimic Cave here, because there's nothing else they can get.
Not for that routing, no.
Alright,
And there it is. Big key to Ganon's tower. Ladies and gentlemen, zer0rush is now in go mode. And Dracarys is not too far behind.
Alright, so with that, I think it's fair to maybe start looking at the spoiler log just to see. If anyone's wondering, Ice Rod was at Hammer Pegs. Definitely not going out of our way for that.
Hmm.
Oh, there is a safety that they'll probably pick up in GT. It's pretty much on the way.
Okay.
That would be there's a blue potion in the mini Helmasaur room in the left chest. That takes like 3 seconds to get, so I'm sure they'll probably pick it up. Other than that, I don't think they're getting anything else, though.
And there we go. Dracarys is now in good mode as well.
Yeah, the annoying part about having to go to Mimic Cave is you can't just mirror back to the front of TR. You have to actually climb up again.
Ah, but they're going to do this strat. Just drop down the mountain and climb up this way. That's clever. Alright. GT now for zer0rush. Dracarys following right behind him.
Yeah, and we do have that GT small from Mothula, I think it was. So, just a straight climb to the top. So, again, in this format, the runners are allowed to watch each other's streams, and the pilots as well. So, zer0rush knows that he has a bit of a lead here, but it's not a huge lead, so he can play it a little bit safe, but he can't afford any big mistakes.
Yeah, that is absolutely the case here. But if you want to see these two teams race again, you're in luck because, as I mentioned before, this is a doubleheader between these two teams, actually. Their race will follow this one. Their second race will follow this one. Here on SpeedGaming.
Nice dash through the cannonballs there. And we are going to stop at the ferry room on 2 hearts. I certainly don't blame him.
Yeah. Especially when you're about to enter the gauntlet with these Zax and Stalfos.
I think Dracarys, knowing that he's behind, is going to try his best to be able to skip that ferry room. zer0rush making his way through the gauntlet. Dracarys at 6 hearts. Yeah, I think he's skipping ferry room. He's got silvers, so he doesn't even really need magic for Lammo 2. Alright, nice fight from zer0rush. Grabbing the little extra heart. Dracarys now in the gauntlet. zer0rush up to the Wizrobe / torches floor.
Very nicely done, Wizrobe 2 room. It is somewhat easy to get that, but you can miss it from time to time, and I have.
zer0rush actually going for the lamp here.
It saves a little bit of magic here, so they have 4 shots for this.
Now they do have to remember to grab that mini Helmasaur key. And wow, zer0rush actually skipping that blue potion.
Oh, so that wasn't a just. Okay.
Yeah, there's a blue potion in the left chest. I think at this point Dracarys is going to skip it because he knows he's behind. He needs every second he can get. But I'm surprised zer0rush didn't grab it.
Well, down goes Lammo. I said Lammo. I do that all the time. Down goes Moldorm 2.
Yeah, 4th sword was in behind ice armor, so definitely not getting that.
Oh yeah, no, I don't blame them for not getting that. Right, Agatu time. Nice triple to start things off. Ah, not quite. Single there. Ooh, kind of a weird positioning there, but gets a double.
Yeah, taking a couple of bumps there, so he's going to go in again and on 3 hearts. Again, with, tempered sword and silvers, and with a runner as good as zer0rush, he should be fine here, but you never know. Things can go wrong. And he's also got the cape, I mean.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a magic refill, and I believe even with Blue Mail, a try and throw will one-shot him at this health total.
Yeah, but we got silver, so we don't really need much magic for phase 4.
Nice spin off the trident. 1-on-1. Oh!
And zer0rush takes it to death. This has suddenly become neck and neck. Dracarys still has to sit through this cutscene, though. So zer0rush still in the lead, but it's very close. He cannot afford any more mistakes at all.
No, he cannot. And Dracarys still has the potion as a fallback, but is also in that threshold in which the spear toss can kill him.
Okay, zer0rush not taking any chances here. He's going for cape strats.
Oh, that's not good. I don't know if that's enough magic.
He's got a lamp. He's fine. Unless he misses the torch glitch.
Yeah, he has to get torch glitch here. I think he cannot finish the fight if he doesn't. This is going to be really close. He definitely doesn't have to use the magic again. Or the fire rod again.
Dracarys down to half a heart now.
Alright. Drac gonna drink the blue potion. zer0rush did get the torch glitch, so doesn't only have to worry about it once. Has to use a lamp though.
Dracarys on phase 3. I think that's 2. And that should be a double. That's it.
Oh, well done, zer0rush. That was way too close to the magic.
zer0rush almost costing the race on that death, but pulls it out.
And there's the kill on Dracarys as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we get the GG chat for both these runners here. Let me get the official time here for
what crazy finish.
zer0rush. zer0rush finishing in first place on an official SRL time of 1 hour, 1 minute, 45 seconds. Dracarys, meanwhile, finishing with a 1 hour, 2 minute flat.
So 15-second difference. Wow, what a race.
What a race indeed. Well done by both these runners. And really, we can, because of how tight the spoiler log race was, we can pretty much determine what the deciding factor was. It was Graveyard Ledge.
Well, I mean, you could point to any number of things, really. Any little mistakes here and there. But yeah, a Graveyard Ledge certainly would do it. So we are going to try to get these runners in for an interview. We're just going to maybe take a minute or two here to wait for them to pop by. But
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, definitely kind of an annoying seed having to get all the stuff to go into Misery Mine just to get the Swamp Palace big key for the fire rod. And then having to go into get all the stuff for Turtle Rock just to get the big key for GT. So the seed definitely threw them around a little bit, but 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 hour, 2 minutes, pretty solid times all around.
Yeah, can't complain about the seed, honestly, in terms of how close it was. And we are now joined by zer0rush, the winner of this race. GG's.
Hey, good games. How's it going?
Oh man, that was a really close race.
Yeah, 15 seconds. Yikes.
Yeah.
And you made it. And you also made it very narrowing by having next to no magic for the final phase.
Yeah, jeez. The entire GT and Ganon scenario was real bad. I lost so much time just in those two alone. Yeah.
Did you know there was a blue potion in the left chest of Mini Helmer Room?
I did not. I don't think we were really looking at chests at that point. I did grab the one in pod though, but then accidentally used it in Turtle Room. So
yeah, that's what I figured. It looked like an accidental usage. That's unfortunate. Yeah. But yeah, we were surprised you didn't grab the blue potion there from Mini Helmer Room.
Yeah, I think we just weren't looking at chests. It would have been fine if I didn't take so much damage on Aga 2. Like I got 3 cycle, but I had to get shocked and hit by a blue ball to do it. Otherwise, I would have survived the bonk and could have used escaped from there.
So yeah, kind of an annoying seed overall, making you go into all the pendant dungeons just to get a couple of big keys.
Yeah, every single pendant dungeon we had to get Hera Big Key because Hookshot was Hera locked, and we had to get Swamp Big Key because the Fire Rod was in Swamp Big Chest. And then like Meyer was a pendant, we had to get that Big Key, and I guess that was it. I think we needed the other pendant Big Key. I forget what the other pendant was.
You needed the Hera Big Key, yeah, because
that was Hera,
was not available.
So like the only big key we got to really skip was Ice Palace.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate. And I guess TR, but whatever.
So I'm guessing you guys, like, probably one of you was watching the restream at least later on in the race.
Yeah,
you kind of had an idea of how much of a lead you had.
Yeah, Rankin was keeping an eye on it. He said when I was heading upstairs in GT, I told him I was thinking about getting the ferry just to be safe, and he said I was slightly ahead, so I had time to do that. So he was watching it at least for part of it. But then, yeah, he didn't tell me how far ahead, so I wasn't sure. Then I died on Ganon, so it was a little sweat moment, but
yeah. Yeah,
so
pulled out the cape on that second run.
Yeah, and used almost all my magic, yep.
So according to Alison, the pilot of Never Do Chickens Dracarys is not going to be available for an interview, but we'll be coming in for just a little bit to give us a few words.
Okay. Yeah, Raukin said he might join as well, but he had to go do something really quick, so if he's back in time, he'll join.
That's fine.
Yeah, so who is piloting for you guys in the second race? I know Raukin is running.
Ganon's Gone Wild will be the pilot for that race.
Okay, so you get to sit back and watch them.
Yep.
Hello.
And we are now joined by Alison, the pilot of Never Do Chickens.
That was a really good race.
Oh yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Although you guys, my favorite moment of the race is we have Drac was streaming to Discord, so I had a lower latency on his delay when I was watching it. And in the second Aga 2 cycle, he got a 0, whereas zer0rush ended up getting a 1. And I saw the 0, I'm like, yeah, zer0rush got a 0. I'm like, wait, no, hold on, I'm watching Drac stream. Shit, no.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely neither of you really routed perfectly, but of course that's pretty much impossible to do in this format. So some of the things, I guess, Alison not grabbing that Quake earlier cost you a little bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, so that was an improvisation. My brain got melted by the Moon Pearl sequence because I told Drac to leave without getting the bottle and hadn't actually looked at the other bottles to make sure we had it, and it ended up being completely fine because it was in the big chest, but my brain hadn't stabilized from that, and I just totally, for when we went to get the pod keys, I totally forgot I'm going to go to Thieves Town, and we wanted to single dip pod because that pod was fucking miserable.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to just try to make the best of that play and have him go grab the flippers while we were there, because I knew we had to get the Hera big key anyway to get the hook shot. But yeah, it did end up manifesting and having to make that extra run to Graveyard Ledge, even though we were the first to 7 crystals by like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, something like that. Like, I knew we had that run in us that was going to lose us some time there.
Yeah, there was a point in the middle of the race where I think zer0rush was like 2 crystals ahead, but you guys had done a lot of that item collecting, like going to Mire and all that stuff. So then later on, Dracarys was doing the crystals while zer0rush had to go get those items.
Yeah, I was actually less worried at that point just because I'm like, okay, we're behind a couple crystals, but it's not really a big deal because this fire rod sequence sucks. And we're basically done with it, and they still have to go. And we managed to do the Smith purple change into Swamp Palace chest in one go, whereas they had to, I assume, still grab the stuff from Death Mountain before they could actually finish it off.
Yeah.
This the routing in this seed was really interesting. There's a lot of different ways to do everything, and I think it would take someone a long time to sit down and actually figure out an optimal route for this one. Yeah, so it's it's kind of nice that it was so complicated, yet there were a lot of different paths you could take. So we didn't have to spend too much time figuring out the exact order of things, as long as we knew a general path to go. We kept getting in. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say one thing I noticed. You guys, when you went to pod, you took the south route and fake flippered over instead of just grabbing the flippers on the north route. Was that a mistake, or did you do that on purpose?
We needed a pod key, which was on Stumpy.
Yeah.
There was also one on Pipe Cave, which is the one we were originally aiming for, but then we realized there was one on Stumpy. So while we were down there anyway, rather than going all the way back through the north side, just fake flippered over. I mean, I don't know if it ended up being faster or not, but we didn't have mirror yet, so it's not like we could have done were flippers. We could have done Bumper Cave. We could have done Bumper Cave, but we couldn't have done like Graveyard Ledge or anything like that. So
which is what we ended up doing in our play.
Yeah.
But that was because I had to revisit Thieves Town there. I wanted originally to do it after we did that play too.
Yeah. That's what we did too. After Pod we went back. We did Thieves Town into Flippers into Graveyard Ledge, mirrored or hopped into the Dark World portal, mirrored to get Hylia Island, did Ice Palace, and then went to Zora Ledge to get the big key that was on that ledge. It was actually pretty convenient.
Yeah, it was actually decent. That was a really, really nice piece of routing that you guys did. We didn't put it together quite that efficiently. We broke it off into separate chunks, and I had tabbed over to the stream and I saw you guys do it. I'm like, oh, that's a really, really nice way to combine all of this stuff together. And probably had to be the best way to put that together was just to do Bumper, Graveyard Ledge, Hylia, and then that. Whereas we ended up making a couple of separate trips. And I mean, there's a lot of things in this match that could have swung it for us.
Yeah.
And one of them.
Because we didn't do Smiths when we were clearing out Thieves Town to get that whatever was on Smiths, we also got to do Purple Chest right there too. I don't know if it ended up being faster or slower depending on which way we did it, but we also got to really easily get silvers from Purple Chest.
Did you guys do K45 or did you get a different Turtle Rock key?
We did not do K45. I don't remember where all our Turtle Rock keys were. There was...
I got one from Checkerboard Cave, I think.
The one
we both
that
got that one. Did you get the lobby one in Mire?
Yeah, you got the lobby one.
We got that one.
I thought about that one, but we didn't have a Mire small key when we went in, and so I thought K45 would be better since we were already going to do Smiths, and I wanted to do Purple Chest anyway in that play.
I want to say there was a Mire small key on like Cold Stare or something.
No,
exactly.
there was one on Cold Stare, but actually you guys grabbed one from the top of Dark Maze and Pod.
No, top of Dark Maze and Pod was something else.
I thought
that was
something we had to grab.
I don't.
The bottom
I
chest
didn't
in
get
pod
top
was.
Dark Maze.
Yeah, bottom chest.
Yeah.
There was something in bottom chest of pod, but I remember top.
Oh no,
chest
you're right. Yeah, it
was
was
a
like Candy's
minor.
Remire. I don't think I meant for us to get that. I think we did get that.
Bottom chest in Dark Maze was hammer.
Yeah.
I don't know what top chest was, but yeah,
it was a Candy's Remire. We ended up grabbing it. I'm not sure what I thought it was.
And that something chat's pointed out. Look at your guys' in-game time.
It's bonkers.
Just a few frames apart.
we had after Turtle Rock, after we got the Mimic Big Key, I walked out and I was like, oh, I gotta reclimb the mountain. So I just fluted away. And Rauken was watching my stream, so there was like a 15-second delay. And he's like, you could have just went in your mirror and hopped down the ledge.
Yeah, that cut a little bit of time for us.
I ran all the way across.
We were talking about it on the way through in Turtle Rock to be like, is it faster to flute here? And like, no, it has to be faster to, like, even though you're double mirroring, it still is going to be faster to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we are now joined by Rauken, the pilot of I Like Big Boots. GG's.
Hey, thank you, GG.
GG's, Rauken.
GG's, Alzen.
The only thing I want to say to you, Rauken, is you should have told zer0rush about the blue potion in top of GT.
Oh yeah. Apparently I needed to look at the spoiler log a bit more there.
I told Drac, like, that's there, but I think we're behind by a little bit. I don't think you should be picking it up unless we're, like, in desperate straits here.
Mm.
Because I knew we were just trying to shave any time that we could at that point. And it was kind of weird because, like, the stream was on a minute delay, so I'm like, zer0rush hasn't finished yet. Why isn't zer0rush finished yet? Like, he should have finished. And then he died, and I was like, oh no, that death is too early.
And then I died and then had a really awkward silver, because I couldn't use Fire Rod to set up the silvers properly, so it was real weird.
Yeah, I was like, Drac used all of his magic on the cape and then just used the blue potion that we grabbed from the pod big chest, but...
yeah.
I think that probably was partly because he missed the one-on-one. I didn't actually see what happened on him, but that also, like I said, there are a lot of things that could have swung this race in either direction.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's great. Like, I think that makes super interesting races and super exciting races.
The another fun one was at the very beginning, before we went into escape. I was like, I'm gonna bomb open the back of Blind's hut, grab the money, go buy bombs, and then I save and quit without buying bombs. But luckily there's a shop right next to Link's house, so
we went to the we were getting the glove from Desert Ledge, and Drac's like, hey, is there a way I can get bombs? I'm like, what? Bombs to get in the stream? I'm like, can't you just bonk it up with the Because, like, it's okay, and then I started, like, looking, I'm like, nope, you're just farming the 50-50 rock in front of Link's house.
Oh my god.
And thankfully, we got it on the second try.
So did you go get the glove to go get the boots?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense.
Yeah, you guys walked all the way through escape and stole the key to do that.
That actually would have been a pretty interesting way to do it, too.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what way was faster.
Walking the desert takes a while too, though.
Walking the desert is really, really slow, and it also puts you in a position where, I mean, that's why zer0rush had done desert so much earlier than we did, whereas I was like, you know what, we can come back here with better gear. I don't need to force this landmo kill as early as we do. I, like, made sure that we actually had to come back to the mire area before I did it, but when I saw that hook shot, I was like, okay, we can push this off for a little bit.
Yeah, I like doing them when I'm there, that way. It gave Rauken a bit of a chance, like, even though it was a little slower and I kind of goofed Lamo a bit, it gives him a chance to figure out more of the route while I'm
yeah, that makes sense.
screwing around and killing bosses.
I know I'm very much trying early on to try to get my runner to a dungeon that they can go through, so I just have time to breathe for a second and start, like, collecting things. Because I don't know how Rauken does it. I have a spreadsheet that I have as, like, a template, and I'll, like, drag spots in because it's just more readable for me than this. And then I have, like, a little section of it where I'm like, what is the route that we're going to take through this seed? And, yeah, that's the part where I start, like, filling out, like, oh, where are, like, all the big keys? Do we need Turtle Rock small keys? Do we need Pod small keys? And I looked at Turtle, I'm like, hey, Turtle Rock's empty. This is great. We don't need anything. Like, oh, where's the GT big key?
Yeah. All right. I hate to cut off this discussion, but we do have to wrap up pretty soon.
Yeah,
your guys'
because
next race starts in about 8 minutes, right?
Yep.
So Relkin, you'll be running, and Ganna's Gone Wild is going to be the pilot, and on the other side, Wolfie will be the runner, and Allison, you'll be piloting as well.
Yep, and if you guys want to watch any more races tonight, going on right now over on SpeedGaming 4, we do have Pug Trio versus OP Got Good. Wayward versus Nissan Alex with Futon and Sterling as the respective pilots there. And then later tonight at 8 o'clock, we have Dave Peter Acronym versus WJP DTB versus In the Name of DT. That's on SpeedGaming 5. That is a second race this week. And then we also at 8 p.m. we have Waffle House Dry Food versus Utang Clan, Salty Fry versus Ingosaru on SpeedGaming 4. And then join us back here after this doubleheader at 10 p.m. for Tower Muse versus the Immortals, Hardy Walsh versus Duke Firebird.
Yep, but don't go anywhere.
Yeah, don't go anywhere because we have a game to you here, folks. I'm going to go ahead and sign things off. Etienne, you will be joined by a new fresh co-com here. So make sure to follow Etienne and, of course, our tracker, Raylan Tanker, as well.
Yep.
And you can drop me a follow as well. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here, folks. So I just see you all next time. And as always, thank you for watching. Enjoy race 2, folks. I'm out.
Yep. See you guys in a few minutes.